Hey everybody, Mike and Jason.
Two old guys.
Two old guys. I want to talk to you a little bit about our YouTube channel. If you're watching this, you are subscribed, hopefully, and you've liked and you watch us on YouTube. Did you know that in 2021, our videos on YouTube were watched 8,995 times?
I cannot believe it.
It's amazing. We made the switch to YouTube during the pandemic because our system at the time was just not working. We have invested a whole lot of money into YouTube, and why we do it is because, why do we do this? Why do we invest so much into YouTube and to our folks watching on YouTube?
Well, originally it was kind of just my thing. We've been doing it for 10 years or more.
We've been live streaming for a decade.
Right, and it's just been me attempting to live stream.
Right.
And we've probably failed at about every turn, but my goal is really just to get the message of Christ out any way and every way we can.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just me by myself struggling and making mistakes because YouTube wasn't important.
Right.
And not a whole lot of people, some people followed us, not a lot, but a few did. And then suddenly it became a big deal. And it just blew up and became bigger than what I could do.
Right. So we've invested a lot of money to make your YouTube viewing experience as good as it can be. We want to do it well. You know, my dad always used to tell me when we were doing something, if you're going to do something, take the time to do it right. Mm-hmm. And so it's been a struggle. It's hard.
Yeah.
You have to have a lot of stuff to make YouTube work. Right. So can you just real quickly tell us what's in here? What are we looking at?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that doing it well, I agree with that. And we did it as well as we could do it with my understanding of how things work. And so we have certainly passed my skill level 10 times over. But what we're looking at here is we've basically added a studio because we learned that you have to mix audio separate from what you're hearing in the house. It's got to be mixed for the people watching online. Then we've learned and we haven't done a good job of this, but we learned that lighting and stage and just those basic things that look clear in the sanctuary do not translate on video. So we've been trying to figure out how can we get our lighting right? How can do we need new cameras? What is the issue? And we've been working on different ways to do that. So basically, this is our stream setup, and we have one display. Both sides have that they can see all three cameras in the sanctuary, what they're showing, and then we have a controller here that they can actually switch from one camera to the next. That shows up on OBS, which is online broadcast system, and from there we start our stream and it goes to YouTube. So we have a guy that sits here and monitors which camera he wants, what Jason's saying, what we're singing, and he'll select the camera and it'll pop up on YouTube, and then he'll send that signal to YouTube. Wow. With the headphones, he's listening through the audio to what our person running our sound mix is doing over here.
So a couple of things come to my mind. One, we could not do this without your team of volunteers.
Absolutely could not.
It could not happen without volunteers, and always need volunteers. The second thing that comes to mind is there's really, in my limited understanding, there's three components that have to happen for your YouTube experience to be as good as we can make it. One is the sound,
yes,
which we have done. That's what all of this is. We've invested a lot of time and money in making the sound really good, and I hope you're seeing the difference on that. The second is cameras, and we have a couple cameras, and they're adequate. They're pretty good.
I'm told that our cameras are pretty good. But it's our positioning, our location.
Yeah, and the reason they're positioned where they're positioned is because of the third big component, and that's why we're making this video today. The third big component is lighting. I'm sure you've noticed when you watch us live on YouTube that the lighting is grainy. It's very orange and brown.
You can see that right now.
Yeah, you can see it there. It's just not good on your YouTube screen. It looks great in person.
Yeah,
but it's just not designed for what we're doing on YouTube. So what we're doing today is asking you if you can help. We want your YouTube experience to be as good as it can be, and our first step after sound is to get lighting correct. Now we've got a lighting consultant that we've talked to him last week, and they have come up with a proposal for us. They have a 3-phase proposal that would get our lighting to what it needs to be. It will look great on Sunday morning live, and it'll look great on Sunday morning and throughout the week on YouTube.
Yes.
$11,000 to do that. And we've got 5,000 of that already set aside, ready to go. And you're going to see some immediate changes pretty soon in the next few weeks or so. But the reason we're sending this video out to you is just to ask if you could help us with the other 6,000, or if you know somebody that could. We've actually set up a link on PushPay, which is on our app, and the link is called YouTube Lights. And what we're trying to do in the next few weeks is raise enough money to do everything we need to do to get our YouTube lighting as good as it can possibly be.
Yeah, this is a message that I love the series that we do. I love the stuff that you bring up in your message. I love the music that Dusty and Mariah and Nathan and Riley and the band pull off every week. And that stuff's going to be out for eternity. I mean, it's going to be out there forever.
Right. And it needs to be as good as we can do it.
Absolutely.
And so we have not bought, the Mercedes-Benz. We're not looking at this Mercedes-Benz of lighting systems. We contacted this church lighting system. So what do we need, and how can we do it most effectively as far as cost goes? And so they've given us a 3-phase plan. It's $11,000. We need about $6,000 to complete it, and we're asking you to 1, pray about it, 2, if you can, help us. And the easiest way to help is go to the Westmain app, click on the PushPay or the Give tab, and one of the options to give is YouTube lighting. I would love to be able to tell our church family and to tell our YouTube church family that we're able to get everything we need to make YouTube as good as we can make it.
Yeah. I wish you guys could hear the stories of people that are either from our church or someone who's been talked to about our church that are sitting in North Carolina in a hospital, and they're watching our stuff, and they send a message saying, "Man, I really needed to hear that." Or the person just a month or so ago, a person sitting at the refinery, they were in the middle of turnaround, saying, "Man, it's so nice that I get to watch Sunday service even though I got to be at the refinery."
Yeah, it's a great tool. It's something we need to do as good as we can do it. Yeah. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for being willing to help. And thank you for being a YouTube subscriber.
Absolutely.
Just when you subscribe, it increases our reach, so we appreciate that. Thank you for your time today. See you later.
Love you guys.
Yeah.